It's time for me to work out, yo. I took 3 days off. Everything is all healed up. I'm ready to do it, man. Let me get my pre-workout on first. Get my pre-workout on. I'm leaning the fuck out, bro. My six-pack is, man, coming in little by little. Yeah, man, I can't stop looking in the mirror, bro. I'm like, God damn, look at that six-pack. That shit's coming in, bro. Capoeira will lean you the fuck out, bro. You feel me? Capoeira will lean you the fuck out. Let's get this pre-workout right now, man. Get a Rockstar. Get a Rockstar, fool. I pity you, fool. I pity you, fool, about the Rockstar. Yeah, man. Oh, no more Rockstar, huh?
Thank you, Steve. It's still going on KCBS. Two people are missing after
Oh.
fire at an apartment complex in San Rafael.
I gotta walk all the way over to. Want the original Rockstar though.
We did our research when it came to the best companies for websites.
No. I gotta walk all the way. Okay, all right. All right. Shit. You know what, bro? I don't think that everybody was put on the earth to have a good life. I think that only a small amount of people, or especially men, are put on earth to have a good life. You feel what I'm saying? Before you come into the world, they roll the dice, man. And most of the time, it's gonna be some bad numbers, man. You're gonna get dealt a bad hand. You feel what I'm saying? I was dealt a bad hand in life, bro. I suffered throughout the years, bro. I didn't have a good life. I didn't. The only thing I had good was decent genetics. That was it. But for the most part, bro, I suffered for the most of my years being on here, man. I was born with bad parents, bro. I had no control over that. You feel what I'm saying? Why you think I'm so late chasing the bag? Because I had bad parents. Now, martial arts did help me out. You feel what I'm saying? That's why I got so much discipline right now, is because of martial arts. If it wasn't for martial arts, capoeira, bro, I'd probably be dead by now. You feel what I'm saying? But some people were put on this earth to have a good life. Some people got rich at an early age, man. You know what I'm saying? Some people were born with top tier genetics, bro. Some motherfuckers are Chaz and Tyrones. They got a good life. They don't have to go out there and become nothing. Chaz and Tyrones. You feel what I'm saying? So I believe that some motherfuckers were put on this earth to suffer. while some motherfuckers were put on the earth to have a good life. I couldn't mess with the other rock star. It's too much sugar. That Punch rock star, that's too much sugar. I need the regular kind. Some motherfuckers were put on earth to have a good life, bro. While other men have to struggle and work harder to get female attention and validation and all that other stuff. Some motherfuckers were put on earth to have a bad life. Some motherfuckers were put on earth to have a good life. Some motherfuckers was born rich. Some motherfuckers was born poor, bro. We're not all even, bro. We're not created the same. If there is a God, he favored people over other people. You know what I'm saying? He punishes other people while he rewards other people. I have had a hard life. That's why I started graying up early, man. I started graying up in my 30s. In my early 30s, I started noticing that I had like 2 or 3 gray hairs on my chinny chin chin. And then 2 or 3 hairs became 6. And then 6 became 12. And then 12 became 20. And every year that goes by, I keep getting more gray. Because I had a hard life, man. I didn't have an easy life, bro. You feel what I'm saying? I got genetics that allow me to chunk up. If I don't work out, I won't get any validation from females. I won't get noticed by women at all if I don't work out. So that makes your life harder when you gotta always go to the gym and you gotta be on a certain type of diet. You feel what I'm saying? When Chaz and Tyrone, they don't have to work out. All they gotta do is show up and be Tyrone and Chad. Their life is easier, bro. Come on, bro. You can't you can't take the facts away, man. You know, you can't recognize that some people got it easier than others, bro. Some men, in general, have it easier than others, bro. Because if that was the case, all men would be Chaz and Tyrones, and then there will be no discrimination because you're not a Chad, or no rejection. I mean, if I was the creator, I would make men all Chaz and Tyrone and over 6 feet tall. I heard that there was a race of aliens that were very tall, and they got up to be 7 or 8 feet tall. That's what I heard. There's a species of aliens somewhere in this galaxy, or somewhere in space, or wherever, on a different planet somewhere, or whatever. They're all tall. That's what I heard. How come we're not all tall? How come we're all different heights? From short to average height to tall. Tall men gonna make it? I mean, tall men clearly got it easier with women, bro. Tall men got it easier with women, bro. While average and short men have it tougher. You feel what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, it's all about passing on your genetics, bro. Some men got it easy. I was looking at Pop the Balloon and I saw Tyrone get on there. I was like, this guy got it easy. Dude tall, he good looking, big skull, big hands, big feet. He got it good with females, bro. But an average man is gonna suffer, man. And if you below average, you really gonna suffer. You might as well call yourself an incel if you're below average nowadays. Nah, some men was put on the earth to suffer, bro. That's just the way it is. Because you know what? If that was the case, we would all be tall and be Chaz and Tyrone's, bro. And make it easy on us, man. Hello. That's it. Let me see if I got some trays. I do. Oops. Yeah, that's it. Thank you. Oh, nah, it's okay. Oh, shit. I thought I gave you the correct change. Sorry. My bad. Thank you. And some people were put on this earth with good parents. Some motherfucker was born into a good family. Some motherfuckers were born into a bad family with bad parents, bro. Parents that don't give a fuck about them, bro. They just use the kid just to get welfare benefits, and then when the kid turn 18 and they ain't receiving no welfare benefits anymore, they want to kick them out. That's what I'm saying. You were born into the world with horrible parents, so you're gonna suffer, bro. You ain't got good parents, bro. You know what I'm saying? If you ain't got good, decent, strong parents, you as a kid is gonna suffer. You feel what I'm saying? And then you'll grow up to be a junkie or an alcoholic. I'm who calling me an alcoholic? I drink almost every single night. But it's because it's the situation that I'm in, that I'm struggling. I wouldn't be drinking all that alcohol, man, if I wasn't out here, man. Some motherfuckers got shorter lives than others. Not everyone was put on the earth to have a good life, bro. You feel what I'm saying? Some people were put on the earth to have a bad life. Like I said, man, it's a gamble on how you come into the world. You feel me? It's like rolling the dice when you're coming into the world, bro. And then most of the time, just like the casino, you're gonna crap out. You're gonna get a bad dice roll, bro. Most of the time. Most of the time when you come into the world, you come in poor, dusty, inferior, you know. But when I think about it, my life could have been worse. I could have been 5'4", you know. You feel what I'm saying? It could have been worse out here in these streets. I was born into a family where my parents didn't give a fuck about me, bro. You know, they got people out there that don't give a damn about their kids. I hope you know. They just use the kids to give welfare benefits. You know, and then, like I said, you turn 18, they kicking your ass out of the house because you're not bringing in welfare benefits no more. They can't use you no more. Fucked up ass parents, bro, that don't give a fuck about their kids. That's what causes the suffering right there too, man. Because you can't, when you're young, man, you have to deal with your parents. You can't just run away to a different household, man. You know what I'm saying? When you're grown, you can get away from them because you can work and shit like that. But when you're like 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, you can't get a job and get away from your parents, man. You're dependent on your parents to take care of you, bro. You know what I'm saying? You are dependent, bro, until you turn of age to work. Once I started working, I got away from my mama. I got away from her ass, bro. She was an evil woman, bro. She was an evil woman. You know, got away from my father too. Actually, he got away from me, but I couldn't live in the same roof with none of those motherfuckers. My mother or my father. I couldn't live up under the same roof. We could not get along. Just like my sister right now. We can't live up under the same roof. You know what I'm saying? Because we don't get along, bro. That's a bad hand. When you can't get along with your family members, that's a bad hand that you were dealt. You know what I'm saying? When you can't get along with your mother, you can't get along with your father, you can't get along with your sister, that's a bad hand to be dealt, bro. I have no control over that. Me and her clash all the time, me and my sister. I can't live up under the same roof as her, bro. That's why I'm out here. If me and my sister got along, I'll be living with my sister, bro. Helping her pay rent. Putting something down on the rent and shit. You feel what I'm saying? And I'm far from broke. I ain't broke. I got money in my pocket, man. I eat every single night, every single day. You know what I'm saying? I might not got a roof over my head right now, but we working on that. You feel what I'm saying? So some motherfuckers, man, are not meant to have a good life. That's just the way it is, bro. Because everybody don't have money. Everybody is not a good person. We got good people and we got bad people. And sometimes bad people have kids. And they use their kids, bro. You hear what I'm saying? The bad people start having children, the kids are gonna suffer behind that shit, bro. You know what I'm saying? When the good people have children, the kids are gonna benefit from that. You feel what I'm saying? We gotta work out. We gotta work out. I was born in a fucked up ass household with a mother that made all the bad decisions in the world, bro. She didn't even keep a motherfucker around that had a good job. She couldn't keep a motherfucker around that had a good job, bro. I was very young. And when my mom got rid of John, I was so mad at her, man. Because we starved after he left, man. And she broke it off. Why would you want to break something off that's good? You got everything. You got Crab Louie every single goddamn Friday. Having me in there fixing her a crab salad and shit. It was called Crab Louie. You put the onions and the mayo, the crab, the lettuce all together. You know what I'm saying? She had a good man that made good money. And she got rid of his ass. And we fucking suffered because of that, bro. Because of her bad decisions, bro. So you can't tell me I didn't get a bad hand, bro. You can't tell me that I didn't get a bad hand, because I did fucking get a bad hand. My mother or my father never gave a fuck about me, bro. And that affects you long term. When you don't have loving parents, it's gonna affect you your whole entire life. You know? You had fucked up ass parents. What they did is they gave you life. That's about it. But if they're fucked up ass parents, you're gonna have a hard life, man. Man, I hate those fucking leaf blowers, man. It interrupt my shit, bro. That shit interrupts my shit. Okay. And then you got, on the other hand, you got motherfuckers who were born into this world to have a good life. They were born with good parents, came up in a good home, had the mother and the father there the whole entire time. You know, had money, born with money, born with a silver spoon in their mouth. Never really got into no trouble or nothing like that. Had a real good life. Never was broke, dusty, never was struggling. They got people out there, you know. They got people out there like that who never suffered, had everything given to them, never had problems getting a girlfriend, never had problems having money in their pocket, because they was born with it. Because the parents, they had good, strong parents, bro. Parents that gave a fuck about their young man. Parents that gave a fuck about them. And when you got parents that give a fuck about you, man, you're gonna have a better life. And now some of you motherfuckers in the comment section talking about, well, you can't blame your parents for this. You can't, well, whose fault that I'm here, bro? Did I ask to be here, bro, on this earth right now? Suffering? Huh? You think I had a choice to be born poor with no money? You think I had a choice? No, I didn't have a choice, motherfucker. If I had a choice, I would have been choosing a better family, a better parents who had money. You hear what I'm saying? Not broke, dusty, good-for-nothing parents that don't give a fuck about you, man. You feel what I'm saying? You acting like I chose this life, bro. I gotta clean up the mess that my parents made. Because they didn't give a fuck about no money. They didn't give a fuck about the bag. You feel what I'm saying? They didn't give a fuck about the bag, bro. Left me here with nothing. I mean, my parents left me here with nothing. No inheritance, nothing. They didn't think about, let me put some money away for my children. At least $100 grand or something. They didn't even start no life insurance. They should have been starting their life insurance around their 30s and shit. So that way when they passed away, we would have something. But my parents wasn't like that, bro, because they didn't give a fuck about me. And if your parents brought you into the world poor, they don't give a fuck about you, man. They didn't give a fuck about you. You don't think about your children when you bring kids into the world poor, bro. You feel what I'm saying? I hated my mother, man, and my father, man. You know, man, I had some evil ass parents, bro. Boy, I got a bad hand. It was like, man, the worst hand you could possibly think of. That's what the hand I got dealt. You feel what I'm saying? That's what the hand I got dealt. So I wasn't put on earth to have a good life completely, bro. I was put on earth to suffer. Because when you're born into some bad parents, you was put on earth to suffer, man. You got bad parents, you was put on earth to suffer. You wasn't put on earth to have a good life, bro. And when I was out there enjoying my life, when I was young, capoeira, going to Brazil, my mother hated that I was out there trying to do something positive with my life when her life sucked. Traveling to Brazil, man, they talked about me. Man, you all up in Brazil. What you doing? I'm like, I'm trying to live life. I'm trying to travel. I went to Brazil twice. She didn't care what for, man. You see what I'm saying? She didn't care about what I was doing, man. Capoeira. She didn't even care about that, bro. She showed up to one performance in 12 years, bro. The whole entire 12 years, she was alive. She only showed up to one performance, bro. That was it. She never showed up to any practices or nothing like that. That was my thing, you know. Like I said, I was different from my parents. I wanted to do martial arts and come up, man. I wanted to become rich. I wanted to chase the bag, and they wanted to be dusty. They wanted to be dusty, bruh. What the fuck that my dad do? When I brought all that expensive music equipment, I brought all that expensive music equipment to his house in Kansas City, Missouri. Kansas City, Missouri. Okay? I brought all that expensive equipment over to his fucking crib, trying to get him to support me in my dream. The motherfucker didn't want to do that, bro. All I needed was some support. I probably could have got a hit. I was over there in Kansas City, Missouri with all the rappers and stuff he had. My first thing when I came to Kansas City, Missouri, the first thing I thought was find a rapper out here. Because I heard there was rappers out here. So I was on the go, I was on a mission. I went downstairs in the basement where where my father lived. Got down in the basement, I started unpacking all my music equipment. I started setting it up. I had my computer that I paid $1,000 for. Yeah, that was a compact computer. Yeah, it was $1,000. I had, did I have two keyboards? No, I had one keyboard at the time. I had a keyboard that I paid $1,000 for. I didn't buy the other keyboard until I came back to California. My girlfriend helped me get the other keyboard. And I needed a place where I didn't have to pay rent. I didn't have to worry about rent. So I'm like, this motherfucker owed me back child support anyway. He better help me with this. He owed me for years of not being there. I thought he was gonna do that. I should have got that clear over the phone before I went out there. But it didn't happen that way. You feel me what I'm saying? So I get over there, I'm unpacking all of my stuff because I had traveled on Greyhound to get out there, and I'll never do that ever again. To travel on Greyhound to go see that dude. I had my mic that I paid $200, $300 for. All the hookups, the plugins and stuff. My Pro Tools inbox that I paid over $500 for. And some jealous motherfucker stole it from me. You know what I'm saying? It's like the crab in the barrel mentality, bro. You're just trying to get out of the struggle, and you got people just trying to bring you back down. They see you trying to work on something. They see you out here trying to make a name for yourself in something. And they just pull you back down. Nope. We don't want no crabs getting out of the barrel. We got to pull these niggas back down. You feel what I'm saying? Went out there unpacking all of my stuff, had all that expensive equipment. At the time, it was like probably like $3,500 worth of equipment. And first thing I wanted to do when I got to Kansas City, Missouri, I wanted to find an artist. And I needed some support. This motherfucker did not want to support me, bro. First thing he did was say, when I first got out there, he was like, you need to get a job and help pay the bills. And I'm like, bro, I ain't paying nothing, bro. You got this house in my name. You got this shit in my name. And motherfucker, you didn't pay child support for how many years, bro? You owe me a lot of support. You gonna let me live here for free, motherfucker, because you didn't pay child support at all. You avoided child support. You know how he did that? He just didn't have a place to live. He just living off women, dicking them down, living off women. So, you know, the child support people couldn't come after him, bro. That's a low down. Oh man, I don't even call him my dad. I'm gonna call him Sam. He's not my dad. That motherfucker avoided paying child support for years, bro. Bro, he died without paying child support. He didn't, bruh. the child support people couldn't track him down. He didn't have no place to live most of the time. And then when he got a place to live, he had, what did he have? He had a crazy check, and he had a social security check, which is a fucking, crazy check, right? And then he had government benefits, man. He had retired a retirement check from the Army, the Marines or something. I don't know how he got that check, but the government couldn't take that out of his money, man. Like the child support that he owed for like years, they couldn't touch it. They couldn't touch the government checks. They couldn't touch the SSI check. They couldn't. He was smart. That motherfucker was smart, bro. He was dirty and crooked, but that motherfucker was smart. Sam, I'm not gonna call him my dad. He knew what the government could touch and what the government couldn't touch. They couldn't touch he knew he owed child support. And the way he was getting this money was the SSI check, the crazy check, and the Marine check. I'm like, how did he get the Marine check? Like, he never served that long in the Marines. And some people say, well, it depends on what he was discharged for. If he was discharged wrongfully, then yeah, they owe him a retirement check. That's probably how he got it. That's probably how he got that retirement check. That he got discharged, wrongfully discharged. You feel what I'm saying? Because that's the only way you can get a check like that. But because it was all government, the government couldn't touch it. They couldn't break him off something properly with child support. You feel what I'm saying? They couldn't touch that money. That motherfucker did not pay a lick of child support while he was here, bro. And he got away with it. He got away with it. How do you get away with not paying child support, bro? That's a dirty motherfucker, bro. And then he got kids more than us out there too, man. He got I found out that I got half brothers and sisters all over the place, bro. He got 20 kids. He had 20 kids. My dad. Of course he did. The motherfucker 6 feet tall. He was good looking. You know what I'm saying? I found out that he got kids everywhere, bro. You feel what I'm saying? Well, I got 0. So he was able to pass on his legacy, man, with ease. Plus, that was before the internet. Anyway, it was a lot easier to find sex back then. But the motherfucker all he did was just have children, and he didn't take care of none of them, bro. And he got away with it. That's the thing about it, bro. That's what kind of gets to me, man, is that he got away with it, bro. All them years he was running from child support. He was by not having a place to live. How can they track you down and send you a child support bill when you don't have a place to live? When you are always constantly living with women and knocking them up and then moving to the next bed, living with women and knocking them up and moving to the next bed. The motherfuckers, he spent his whole entire life bed hopping, running away from child support. So what type of nigga is that, bro, to be born with, bro? You feel what I'm saying? That's a horrible hand that I was dealt, bro. A father that don't give a fuck about you. That's a horrible hand. That's the worst hand in the world. Because you're supposed to be loving to your children, man. As long as they're alive. That's why he died alone, man, because we didn't give a fuck about him. I wasn't sending no birthday cards toward him because he didn't send no birthday cards toward me, bro. You feel what I'm saying? That's a bad hand to be dealt with, bro. We gotta drink some water. Because if I don't, I'm gonna pull a muscle. And then you got a mother, on the other hand, that just want to use you for child support. I mean, not child support, for welfare benefits. I'm about to start my workout. You know, then you got a mother that just want to use you for welfare benefits. Then when you get 18, they want to kick you out the house. Like, motherfucking bitch. I didn't ask to be here. You brought me here. Motherfuckers acting like that you had a choice to be here. I was just born here, bro. I can't help it. I was here. I was forced to be here in this life, bro. This is not all on me, bro. You feel what I'm saying? I was forced. This life was forced on me. And I'm right here chasing the bag, trying to turn everything around that my parents left, man. You feel what I'm saying? You know? You feel what I'm saying? And if you was born into a good household with two parents that care about you, man, you the luckiest man in the world. You are the luckiest dude in the world, bro, to be born with two parents that care about you, that raised you all the way to 18, 19, 20 years old and still care about you. You know what I'm saying? Good, loving, kind parents. Good people parents. I was born into bad people. There were bad people. My mother, my father were bad people, bro. And they end up dying alone. Nobody was around them when they died, bro. They was living in the house by themselves, bro. I don't want to end up like that, bro. You feel what I'm saying? Just old and alone for no reason. And the only thing that really saved me was martial arts, bro. When I was younger, I always wanted to be in martial arts. You think my mother cared about that? You think she cared about putting me into some taekwondo or karate or something like that? Because I didn't have any brothers to come to my rescue when I was younger. But motherfuckers was picking on me because I was small and skinny. You know what I'm saying? She didn't care about that, bro. You know what I'm saying? Somebody who cares about their kids, man, and they see that their kids are always gotten bullied or got bullies coming after them all the time, they would think like, let me put my son into some martial arts because he keep on getting picked on at school. He's small. He need to be in martial arts. Fucking ignorant ass bitch didn't put me in that shit, bro. And I even told her, I said, Mom, I want to do capoeira. She didn't want to do that, bro. She saw what my passions and my hobbies was. She didn't care about that. She didn't care the fact that I wanted to be a singer, an R&B singer when I was younger. And I used to buy all the R&B tracks. You know, Genuine, 112, New Edition, back when they were out. And I used to sing along with them in my room. The bitch didn't think like, well, let me put my son in singing lessons. He liked to sing and stuff. Or he liked martial arts. Man, she didn't care about that, bro. She was ignorant, bro. She didn't want to support me on nothing, bro. On nothing. And when you love your child, you support them on their goals and their hobbies, and You know what I'm saying? You support them, bro. On their passions, what they want to do when they get older and shit like that. So if you asking me, was I put on the earth to suffer? Yeah, I was. But I'm trying to turn that around by chasing the bag. I was put on this earth to suffer. I wasn't put on this earth to have a good life, bro. Because if it was, I would have been born into some good parents, good strong parents who really cared about me, bro. You feel what I'm saying? Instead, I was born on some shit parents, bro. Parents who wasn't shit. They wasn't shit as individuals, and they wasn't shit as people, bro. They were bad people. My mother couldn't get along with nobody. She was always fighting. She used to always fight my half brothers and sisters when they came over to visit us. She used to always put hands on people, bro. Her and my father, they believed in violence, bro, and saw when they had a problem. You know, when they had a problem, they believed in violence. My mother and my father. My father stayed beating people up, bro. He was like Debo, man. You know what I'm saying? Because he was 6 foot tall, 250 pounds. He was a big dude, man. And he used to scare people. He was scary. Now, did he try that shit with the drug dealers on the corner? Nah. But when people he knew he could fuck with, he would go over there and beat them up or intimidate them somehow. You know. People were afraid of him. Because nigga was a big dude. Like I say, he was a big dude. He height mogged me, bro. He like 6 foot, like a 250 pound. The dude was he was a monster. He was a beast, bro. You know what I'm saying? So nah, I didn't have a good life, bro. Born with some shit parents. No. Anyway, I'm about to end this live. I gotta get to working out, man, before I get too hot. Right now it's cool enough to work out, so I better get to it. I'll make another video after I work out. You guys have a good day. I'm out.